Childhood diabetes becoming a serious health problem in India. Nearly 1 million children and teenagers have been diagnosed with the disease, and as World Diabetes Day coincides with Children's Day in India, Channel News Asia's Abneet Arora explains why young people continue to be afflicted by this illness.
Diabetes is on the rise in India, and experts are concerned this chronic disease is increasingly being diagnosed in children as young as Kartik. 4 years ago, Kartik was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was just 10. Since his pancreas fails to produce enough insulin, he'll have to take daily insulin shots for the rest of his life. He's also on a special diet that prevents him from eating foods popular with children his age. And while his friends are out playing sport, he can't as the disease has weakened him. He says living with the chronic condition requires lots of discipline.
Having food on time, taking your medicines on time, that is what, and the support of my parents and my friends enables me to help me go through the condition.
The Diabetes Foundation of India says the number of people with diabetes is likely to go up to 80 million by 2025, which will make India the diabetes capital of the world. Since insulin regulates blood sugar, diabetics usually suffer from high blood sugar. If untreated, it can cause severe damage to the body system, including heart disease and kidney failure. While type 1 diabetes is generally less common, according to a new report, it accounts for 90% of all childhood diabetes. In India, around 70,000 children under 15 years old have been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Medical experts say type 1 diabetes progresses faster in children. It's also hard to treat in youngsters than in adults.
A lot of it is still type 1 diabetes, and that requires insulin from the very beginning, which often requires multiple injections of insulin. And trying to convince a child to change their diet and lifestyle is far more difficult to do it in a more mature, older individuals.
Figures also reveal that 40,000 children in India have type 2 diabetes. Type 2 occurs when the body cannot effectively use the insulin it produces. Doctors attribute early onset of this form of diabetes to rising childhood obesity and a lack of exercise. They say the growing problem in developing countries is due to a lack of awareness and health facilities preventing early diagnosis.
Developing countries basically become more vulnerable because of lack of knowledge, whereas if we compare it to the developed country, they have knowledge about the disease, the risk factors, determinants related to it.
While the government is running numerous programs to alert people of the risks of diabetes, the real challenge is to diagnose and treat the disease in time. Abneet Arora for Channel News Asia in New Delhi.